Hi friends, welcome back to Arc Tutorials. In the first episode, I gave you an overview of Angular, of NgRx. We also talked about the use cases where you will use NgRx. We talked about why not to use NgRx and some real world use cases of where you can find yourself using NgRx. That being said, in this episode onwards, we start coding. We start with the installation. We do all the ground setup today. We also spin out the application, get all the required things in place. All right. This is part 2 of the series. Make sure that you are following me like this tutorial so that um, that's the way to support me. Thank you so much for that. Alright, let's start with a basic installations. I've done it over a period of last couple of years. We have been doing this, right? So this should be straightforward. I'll do some notes for you and just follow me step by step. The best way to learn, guys, is follow one tutorial end to end. Follow those steps exactly that I'm telling you, and you will be able to master NgRx with me. Okay. That being said, let's get started. Alright, so I have my Visual Studio Code editor here. I hope you all can see it clearly. This is a folder I have. I'm going to minimize a little bit more and go to my empty project, which is Angular NgRx. Okay, now I'm going for open an integrated terminal. This will open a terminal, or you can even type terminal, or you can open the command prompt on Windows, however you like it. Okay. Alright, so what are we doing? We are doing with step-by-step installation. So I'm going to create a file for you and give you all the steps one by one. So first step is to install the Angular CLI. Okay, that's the first step, and for that we'll do npm install -g @angular/latest. This will get you the latest version of Angular in your local. -g stands for global. That means it will be applied across. Okay. That being said, let's go ahead, run the command npm install -g @angular/latest. Okay, it says Angular registry is not found. Okay, that's interesting. Did we get the, oh, not latest, my bad, sorry, it should be CLI. We are installing the CLI. Okay, so now you see it's working. It is running that command. And guys, this is as live as it can get. I'm not going to do any fast forward of those things. I'm typing right here with you each line of code. That means I will also run into errors just like how you would. The idea is to learn by that. Okay, the best, that those are the errors that teaches you more. Okay. All right, no lecture. All right, NgRx new, and let's do product app. Okay, that's the next step. What we are building is creating a new Angular application, and you'll run the command ng new followed by project name. It can be any name. I have given product app. Okay, you can also give the same if you're following the tutorial step by step. Okay, so step number 1 was installing Angular CLI. Step number 2 is to create the new project. Now here it will ask you these options. Do you want to create a zoneless application without zone? Let's do yes for now, and we are going to stick with SCSS. That's my favorite CSS, or you can also stick to CSS if you would like. Enable server side rendering, we don't need that now, so I said no. Okay, so choose the options, and that should be all. Next we will, once this is done, we'll do ngserve to run the application. Okay, successfully initiated git also, and you can see our product app is here. It has the source app, everything. To run the application, type ngserve ng-serve. It will okay, because you need to go into the product app folder and then type ngserve. So navigate inside the folder and run the application. So you can do cd product app and ngserve. Okay, so that way you are now you can see it says localhost 4200 I'm opening my tab, localhost 4200. Hello product app, congratulations, your app is running. That means our Angular and Angular CLI is set up. Okay, that's the first step. Now close this again, Control X. Now next thing we are going to do, I've made it a little smaller font size. Do let me know in comments if this is fine, if it's readable or not, or I can increase it for you and move this here. um, I want you to read it properly. Okay, so next install NgRx. Okay, now in this we are going to install multiple things. Okay, now let's go ahead and do that step. So you're going to say ng add. Now whenever you're working with Angular applications, instead of npm we are now using ng add. Let's say you want to add material UI, right, or material Angular material components, you can add ng add material, like that, so on and so forth. So with Angular applications we type ng add, and what are we doing? We are saying ng add NgRx slash store. First thing is to install the store, then we'll install effects, then we'll do dev tools, and finally the entity. Okay, so if you do this, it will bring you the entire state management things that we need. Okay, would you like to proceed? Yes, please. And it's updated, our package.json is updated, our app config is updated, but we will also need some more NgRx tools that are not, that doesn't come from the store. Okay, so this is the state management module that we have installed. What we also need is effects. We will not use it right away, we will use them little later during the API integration. Okay, for that, so this is for handling like you can say side effects. Okay, um, but we will install it today because we are doing all the groundwork for NgRx. So NgRx slash effects, that's the command we'll run again, ng add @ NgRx effects. Okay, it will say continue, yes please. The next step we'll do is we also need dev tools. Okay, so I'm going to install NgRx Store dev tools. That will be very helpful, especially when you are debugging and all. NgRx slash, by now you would see the pattern, you're already getting familiar that it's always ng add followed by the name of the module that you want to use. The sixth step is to install the store dev tools. So I'm going to say store dev tools. Okay, these are standard, these are fixed for everybody, for you, me, any big enterprise, these are same. Okay, the next step will be to last install the entity. Entity is nothing. What is entity? How do you create a model? Everything that we'll do after the I talked about the folder structure. Okay, that's important, so I'll touch base on that and then we do the entity. Entity, you can think of it like a user, product, cart, orders, payments, um, books, transactions, can be anything. Okay, now same way NgRx slash entity. So you're basically defining an entity or a product or a certain thing that you will work your store based on that entity. So you are going to say NgRx slash entity. Okay, that's the last thing you will need. Now it also helps in simplifying the CRUD basically. So if you're doing a CRUD operations, right, you can easily do it for collections using entity. Alright, so we have done all our installations so far, and so far 7 steps that we have done. I hope you have come so far without any issue. Okay, let's go ahead, expand the package.json just to make sure and verify all the installations that we have done. So we installed NgRx effects, entity, store, and dev tools. Okay, perfect. These are the 4 we need to work and create a NgRx learning. All right, perfect. So far, let's do a quick spin of the application. Ngserve. Alright, so now go back to application, reload, that's all. Now what I want you to do is NgRx dev tools. You will search for this in the Chrome store, okay, and you can install it. You will see the option install. I have already installed it, so I know I've been using it. So whenever you do, you will see the dev tools, okay. Now this is in my other Chrome profile, so it's already installed for me. What I want you to do, if you see the Angular dev tools, you can learn more about it here also, and this is your friend, okay. So you can see Angular, it will give you all the details of this particular app, how it works, and so on and so forth. I'll walk you through it. Like you can see here, Angular and redux, right? Once you have installed the redux tools, once you have installed the Angular dev tools, you should see these two tabs in your inspect. How did I get here? Simply right click, inspect, and you can go to Angular, and you can see this is the structure of this page. Redux, it's nothing right now, it just says store and effects, but we haven't done anything yet, okay. So that is another task that I'm listing it here for you. Step number 8, install Angular dev tools and redux dev tools in Chrome browser. Now you'll ask me a question, will it work on other browsers? I am not sure. These are from Google, um, and this work with Chrome extensions. These are basically Chrome. This browser is Chrome and they are extensions, so it will work with Chrome. So use Chrome, easy for debugging, easy for learning. Okay, close this. Once you're done, give a pat on your back. You're almost there. You have done all the foundational work. Okay, that's all we'll do in today's episode. In the next episode, I will give a quick walkthrough of Angular folder structure, project structure, and we will also create the structure for our store. Okay, that's very important, because any NgRx application that you would be that you will be working on will follow that same structure. So it's very important to understand that structure so that you can read the code, not only write the code. Okay, thank you so much for joining. I hope you will master NgRx with me. Thank you so much for joining. If you like my work and tutorials, please do consider buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/rtutorials. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.